officers that hired them that they would never get arrested. They do get arrested to keep the prisons full, and because there's a lot of investors, that invest in prisons because prisons in America have been privatized. That's why we have the largest prison population in the world. And so there's tons of functions for gang stalking, but the biggie that you need to know about is you're being targeted because you have supernatural powers. You have the power of mind over matter. You have the power to be able to create matter out of thin air, like Christ did when he was able to create all that bread and all that fish out of thin air. You have the power to do that if you're being gang stalked. You just don't know how to use it. You don't know it exists, and you don't know how to manifest it. I don't know how to manifest that on that scale either. I can't create fish and bread out of nowhere. I've been able to do things on a small scale, small scale. I'm not going to talk about it on here, but I've been able to do it on a small scale, not nothing big like that. Although that's my goal is to be able to do that kind of stuff, but I can do small scale miracles. I haven't figured out how to do the biggies like that yet. But everything necessary I've needed to do, I've been able to do. I've literally been able to, well, I'm not going to talk about it, but I got power, and you got power too. And trust me, just work on awakening it. And the way you work on awakening it is don't give these people your time. Whatever they want you to think, don't think it. Whatever they want you to do, don't do it. Whatever they want you to say, don't say it. And however they want you to feel, don't feel it. Okay? And you have to be unpredictable. What I suggest is, like, for example, make yourself predictable at first. I'm going to tell you what I did because it worked. What I did is I set traps because these people aren't very smart. Okay, no offense, but the enemy's dumb. It's just it is what it is, and so and I don't think I'm that smart. I have an IQ of 146, or so what? You know, who cares? You know what I mean? I don't think that means anything. I know maybe I'm kind of bright or kind of smart, but I don't think I'm that smart. I think it's more or less that they're dumb. Not so much that I'm smart, but they're really dumb. And so what I did was, like, I set traps. I used to box when I was younger, from 1978 to 1992, and so I was a counterpuncher. I was the kind of guy that I would let people come in and try to punch me as hard as they can, and I would set traps, and I'd see their openings and I'd hit them. Because they're too busy swinging, they can't be defending themselves. You can't swing and defend yourself both. You can only do one or the other. So I'll let people try to hit me, and I just punch them because I see the openings that they don't even realize are there within themselves. And that's what I did with the gang stalking, with the FBI and with their personnel. I would let them come attack me and flash mob me and fuck with my shit in the middle of the night. I'd purposely leave the home abandoned, even though I had people watching it. They didn't know that. And I would do that to get them comfortable with doing those things to me. And then I would set traps, and bad things would happen to them. And I kept doing that over and over again until I got them in a state of confusion. And now they were not so confident. Oh, and that's why I say I wiped their smirk off their fucking face. And boy, we really did. We really did, big time. Wipe that, because in the beginning they'll smirk at you. They'll have that little smile, like they know something you don't know. Which obviously, of course, they know things you don't know. But you also know things they don't know. You see what I'm saying? And so they give you that little smirk, and look at you like you ain't nothing. And I wipe that fucking smirk. Oh man, it felt so good. Oh, it feels so good to wipe that smirk off those motherfuckers' faces, man. Man, now I look at these people, they're terrified. They're terrified. Nobody will make eye contact with me anymore. They're fucking scared, and it's a trip because, like, it's a combination. The ground level guys, the ones that they hire, like the illegal aliens and the poor, they're just terrified because rumors get around about me. These rumors are mythological rumors, like, oh, he's 10 feet tall. I've seen him when William Wallace tore down 1,000 men with his bare hands. All these tall tales and fables about Groucho Joe and how he defeated gang stalking and everything. Locally, it's like a living legend. Really, I'm not kidding. I've heard the stories, and it's just total bullshit. They just magnify, make fables out of how I defeated gang stalking, and it's totally untrue. But that's just a bunch of tall tales, but it doesn't matter. The gang stalkers still believe it. And so they're terrified. I go walking around town or go to the mall or grocery store or whatever, and they make eye contact. They are fucking frightened. And I don't know what they've been told or what they've heard, but they're fucking scared. I mean, scared. And I've never, I'm seized with fear. And even the cops, they'll look bold for a little while, and then I make eye contact with them, and they kind of don't want to look at me no more, and they leave. And I don't know what lies are being told to make them feel like that or whatever, act like that. But the lower level guys, yeah, they're kind of terrified. Then you go to the Masons themselves. 'Cause I can spot a Mason like that because I can see the demons. I see demons. You know, like how that show with Bruce Willis. I see dead people. Well, I understand what that little kid's talking about. I see demons. And so when I see a Freemason, every Freemason has a demon assigned to them. The moment you take that first oath, as they enter the apprentice, when you go through that very first ritual, and you Freemasons, you know what I'm talking about. When you go through that ritual, and the very, very first one, as they enter the apprentice, the very first one. Because every degree you go through a ritual. Okay? And so that very first ritual, you have a demon assigned to you. Of course, they don't tell you that. And it's called a familiar spirit. Well, I see that. So any Freemason, every Freemason I've ever seen in my life, boom, I immediately know that's a Mason because I see the demon that's assigned to him. I see the demon. I see the demon more vividly than I see the person. And the demon fucking flees. Woo, it's gone. And then the Freemason's mad. I can see anger. And then I try to make eye contact with that Mason, and it ain't happening. And then the Mason goes from anger to being absolutely terrified. So you want respect like that. You want to gain that kind of respect. Let me teach you how to do it. And then you teach everyone else so we can put an end to this evil, fucked up system. Let these people know we're not going to tolerate that fucking terroristic shit. You understand? You want to make an arrest, you know, you got evidence or something, then use it and make the arrest and prosecute. Otherwise, leave those people alone. That's what I told them. I said, hey, if you got evidence, use it. You know, you got something against me, fucking make the arrest, take me to court, charge me, convict me. Otherwise, fuck off. Well, they fucked off because there was nothing. You know, there was no evidence because I'm not a criminal. No charges, no warrants, no nothing. It's over there just being fucking troublemakers. Troublemakers with badges, man, acting like children. Literally acting like children, man. This is not a fucking game. All right? People die over shit like this because God's watching. And God's going to strike you down, man. I've already seen God strike down all sorts of people. And you want God on your side. Okay? And the way you're going to get God on your side is by not complying. Again, whatever the gangstalkers are trying to make you do, don't do it. They're trying to make you lash out, do not do it. They're trying to make you angry, don't be angry. Whatever emotion they're trying to make you feel, don't feel it. Whatever they're trying to get you to say, don't say it. Don't be prideful. Don't let your ego get in the way, man. Stay humble. God will kill these people for you. Stay humble, all right? Don't lash out. Don't try to be all manly. I know it's hard. It's difficult. It was very difficult for me years ago, okay? Just ignore these people. Ignore them. That's the number one way to defeat it, is to ignore it. The number one way to defeat them is to ignore them. Be aware of them, but don't give them any kind of satisfaction. Okay? Because they're mapping your brain. Even though the gangstalkers themselves may not be aware of any of that, that's what the higher level people are doing in their vans. Okay? As well as up in the sky. So, wear your sunglasses so they can't see what you're looking at. Have some earbuds on. And that way, none of their street theater, they won't even bother trying to do it, because what's the point? They can't tell if you're fucking paying attention to them or not, because they cannot see your eyes. They can't see what you're looking at. And they don't know if you're listening to them or not. They don't know if you're actually listening to music or not listening to music. They just know you got earbuds on, you got sunglasses on. They can't tell what you're looking at, and they can't tell if you can hear them either. So now you totally fuck them up. Okay, so do that when you go out in public.